Very little roll flushing. I guess you were fine with your middle of a road stuff.
Oh, I tried to seduce the barkeep.
Hmm.
Let's see,
Anyway,
I rolled a 14 on 100 and a 14 on a 4. I think I'm going to go roll a couple more 14s.
That's
anyway,
what you think.
it's time for a fresh session of Rescue at Raxis. Been a while, but last time the party actually rescued something outside of Raxis. 'Twas a person, was several people in fact. They slew many an orc, a couple of Tanarooks, an orc shaman who almost got to do a big play of smiting a mighty wizard.
But then the wizard slapped his hand and said, "No, bad."
And I'm sure nothing will ever happen to Cornelius from here on. It'll be fine.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all, no. There was also some questions that they've probably long since forgotten by this point. Some things were not normal, some things were inconsistent with previous events. But they travelled on back. Along the way, coming to a camp filled with corpses. But they didn't really care much all about that, so we just got back to the city. And now we rejoin them. They're... what's the right term for it? Their rescued compatriots have been taken by their own entourage. There were some brief little goodbyes, and the knowledge that eventually you'll be called in to reap your rewards. Bartress has already started walking back deeper into the town and the bars and the restaurants. Yulman and Frenig are a little bit awkward at the moment, just inside the gates. Because contract's over. But, you know, sort of realizing maybe a bit more should have happened. But we start with a party. You've got your 2 wagons. You've got Nedry in the back. What you do?
One of us should probably invite Nedre to stay at our place while he figures out what he's doing.
Well, that's also just the part that we can ask him where we can drop him off to begin with. He said he has friends he can stay at.
Someone there's trying to be just mandatorial in their generosity, and the other is just thinking, I really don't want to keep this going on. I mean, he said he's got a friend. It's perfectly fine. Look at him. Look, he is limping away with tears in his eyes, tears of relief. We don't want to interrupt that, you know?
We already have one Orbison. We can't have another.
We should make the offer. We have room.
Do we?
We don't have a room, but we have room.
You can tell him he can live in the basement in the secret room.
Yes,
It doesn't open from the inside.
Unless you want to bug up.
We don't have a room, but we have room as in there's a lot
Oh god.
of space.
Right,
Jesus, you're destroying your microphone.
What?
Yeah,
You're blowing it
like
out.
you're eating your mic.
Yeah.
What?
There we go. That's better. Stay a little further away from it, I think.
I haven't gotten it. I moved closer to it.
I think you might have gotten. I think it's because your vocals raised because you're arguing with me here. So I think that was blowing out your mic.
Hold on, 1 second. Let me try something.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Do you hear anything now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Look, it's not that it was cutting out. You were blowing it out.
Yeah. It was sounding like your mic was coming further and further inside your mouth or something.
Yeah.
You got so mad at Scotch, you started eating it.
Wait, is it actually using my headset microphone? Okay, hold on. Am I getting further away from the mic?
Yes.
Very.
Holy, it's actually using the headset mic. Okay.
That's nice. Anyway, back to the fucking point.
That was important that we solved that issue.
I don't know if it maybe the mic got covered by some of your clothes or something.
Back to the issue.
Yeah. But yeah, the problem is that the problem is we do not actually have room for more people. All the
No,
rooms are taken.
I'm pointing out we don't have a physical room, but we technically, I mean, if he doesn't have a place to stay, we can, use some of the area that we have.
If Vic
to house
Dormanson,
him
just trade them
temporarily.
out.
No.
How many people's lives we have somewhat incidentally ruined are we gonna have in this house?
Surprisingly, a smaller number than you might think. You guys don't go outside your own interest very often.
We've got what is it? 3 living guests? No, 2 right now.
It depends on what you count as living.
Well, I mean, like, you're sharing a room.
Yeah. And then we have Orbison.
Yeah.
And?
Mhm.
You do have one other guest. It just depends if you count them as alive or not. Ogden, Gay, and Ole.
Checking the.
Yes. No, I don't really count them as alive. They are
What?
living. Yes, sounds. But they're a lot more easily handled location-wise.
Just put them back
Yeah,
in the
they're not-
dark. Cold, unfeeling silence again for years. Anyway.
Also, we do have found that plate that I could suggest that we gave to. Hang on.
You mean Pufflesworth plate?
Yes. I say we take Pufflesworth's plate and give it to him. To Nedrin.
All right, I'm fine for that. But is Pufflesworth going to be fine for that?
That's the question.
Fuck no.
But it's tough shit.
Is it?
If he's gonna be if Rain can't get that plate from him, he's gotta get the shocking hands, and I'm not gonna stop.
You can get the plate from him. Let me go get the plate. I don't know why nobody took it from him beforehand.
I tried. I
Yeah.
lost.
I was gonna say, I think he did.
Sounds like an athletics roll.
Yeah, it should be an athletics roll, actually. He's not going to go immediately into the biting.
Oops.
That's
That's okay.
Okay.
It's
Now,
okay.
now that you've got it, he goes in for the attack. And he's going to rage.
And he's going to rage.
And he's going reckless.
Oh my
Hot
god.
damn!
Just your hands coming away and fucking chomp. He's pulling his
On the
weight
bright
on it as
side,
well.
Did we rest as a group? Yes, we did. I forgot.
Yeah,
to
It's
update
been a
my
couple of days of
thank
travel,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some strange reason I hadn't updated it, but
He's drawing blood.
I just look at him, and now that I've got it, because I'm not giving it up. No,
His paws are going
would-
for it.
I promptly take it and I walk away.
Do you
And I
walk
hand it to
away?
Cornelius. Yes, I do. Oh God.
Oh, is that a grapple check?
Yeah. You don't walk away. He manages to get his front paws onto your ankles and just trips you up and keeps you standing there.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, what's the command?
First off, I use the earring, and then I promptly tell him, "Stay."
It's mine.
I walk away.
Oh my god.
It's mine.
No, it's not.
His dialogue doesn't change. So you can just imagine in your mind he's simply saying, "It's mine," a few more times very forcefully.
Nope. I go to walk away again.
Alright, he goes for your...
Hold on, I need to reload somehow. I hit the right click button.
Well, he manages to miss, but he goes for your ankle now. His feathers are primed, his fur is all standing on end. He's aggressive. You know what, guys? He might be rabid. You might have to put him down.
I'm getting more and more tempted by each day that goes. Oh, no.
You don't have advantage on that.
I know.
What are you trying to do with that athletics?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought that he
No,
was
that's
having
an
to go on my legs.
No, that's an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he didn't hit, so yeah, I'd wander away.
Okay, then he tries to grab you.
You're still grappled.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you haven't gotten free of his grapple.
Yeah.
Oh, but well, then that's me trying to break free of his grapple.
Yep.
So, anyone else going to take
Yeah.
part in this?
At this point, this is starting to get ridiculous. And I'm just gonna... Rain, do you need some help?
Would you take this?
Sure.
All
I
right.
go to hand it over,
Okay, Rain, you are no longer grappled.
and I immediately try to grab. I try to grab Pufflesworth.
Who's it biting?
He's trying to bite me.
Yeah, he's going for Cornelius.
Well, that's a crit.
Yep.
But I'm trying to grab Pufflesworth before he gets to Cornelius. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, beat a 22.
Oh lordy!
3 fucking
think I
crits. He gores you for 10 damage, Cornelius.
Okay, that's it. Now the fucking shocking grasp comes out. That just watch as I miss this, because apparently this is Pufflesworth Day.
You're not missing it.
That's it.
Pufflesworth has an armor class of 8.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I'm just shocking him.
He's zapped. He looks ready to go again.
Yeah, go away, you little beast. I'm ready to grasp him again if he's showing signs.
Okay. Cornelius, could you face away from Pufflesworth?
I'm trying.
Sit.
As
No, what are you trying to do, Castelia?
it would be as soon as the plate is out of Pufflesworth's sight, I'm going to use minor illusion to create an illusion of it in my own hands and make for walking away.
Well, he doesn't save against the sit, but you've still got your minor illusion to just what? Because don't forget, it's only a stationary object.
Yes.
Yeah, she's basically just holding the illusion in her hands.
Yes,
you're-
and make walking away like I'm walking away with his plate.
Yeah, he doesn't detect it as an illusion, so he goes in.
But I thought he had to sit.
Yeah, he sits, but he still bites at the air. And it only lasts for, a round, so 6 seconds is all he does for sitting.
Yeah.
All right, does he have advantage on that?
He's going reckless, so yeah.
All right. Go on, roll the damage. See,
Hellish rebuke him. Yes!
no necrotic though.
What's your DC? 16.
16.
He almost made it. He is cooked. He's at 0 HP.
You spare the dying, pick him up, and put him in the cart.
Kagratz is just...
I'm gonna play D&D tonight. I didn't expect this.
Kagratz is just sort of scratching at the side of his snout.
I
That's
pick up
becoming a
the
bit more of a
owlbear.
problem, huh?
Yes, I pick him up by the scruff of his neck, put him into the wagon.
I already put him in the cart.
Well,
Yeah,
you cast Spare of a Dying, she gets to put him in the car. She beat him.
Okay.
She gets the
And
experience
I look to
points.
Rain, and I look to Rain. You have to discipline him, even more
Yes.
so now than ever.
Yeah, he's
So I was
yeah.
also going to go over to Lorna and try and explain. You don't want to be that.
One sleepy eye opens on two displacer beasts. And does that cat thing of, I guess she probably heard you before closing the eye again.
Fair enough.
You feel like there's not a problem there.
Excellent.
Although she's not a cat. But she can do cat-like mannerisms.
No, it says right here, cat.
So there's the start of your day.
Foul little creature.
We roasted an owl bear. We're heroes, guys.
Zazzle's half considering finishing the job.
He gets Wolfgang to go out and just play in front of Rain as a distraction.
Yep. We'll just practice. Wolfgang can go out, practice dancing. I'll distract them for about 5 minutes. That's all we need. They'll never know who to. Even though there's only one person carrying daggers around here.
As much as I dislike the very thought of it, you might want to get the help from a druid with this. See if you can get Adagoon to help you discipline this creature.
Yeah.
As I hold the bleeding thigh, I'm guessing I got.
He got you in the ankle and the shin.
Yeah.
To be fair, Rain has a matching wound.
There you go, Cornelius.
Thank you.
A good attempt by Pufflesworth, though. I mean, that's some decent damage he put out there. Some nice crits.
Yes.
It was absolutely ridiculous the amount of damage he actually managed to put out. In any case.
Yeah, you now realize that a couple of the guards at the gate are just watching. A few visors have been drawn up so they can get a better look.
Yeah, we should get a move on.
We should. Now say the thing, Cornelius.
You could make him say the thing, Brader. You just have to jostle his backpack.
I could, yeah.
I imagine Cornelius probably left that doll back at the house.
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah, and then
Hang on. Did you leave the doll back at the house?
Well, now don't dare say so when you say it that way.
You gotta make a choice here, yes or no. He thinks it's fucking life or death on if he left his action figure at home.
Well, considering last time we just brought items into the fucking stadium and a thing jumped out and fucking murdered me, so yes. At this point, yes, it might as well be.
Okay, so you left it home. Good.
Yeah. But yeah, you say that the hobgoblins was also still standing there.
The what are still standing here?
The hobgoblins.
Yeah, they're still standing there. They watch the display quite curious as well.
Yeah, walk up to them. Well, thank you very much for all your assistance. It was greatly appreciated.
No worries, sir. We're at your call. I mean, obviously, we're not currently contracted, but given the opportunity, we'll prioritize your contracts first.
That's good to hear.
If you need to find us, we'll still be with Bartris, so that makes asking around easier.
Yes, he's not exactly someone who is easy to miss around here, is he?
There is some screaming from the street way further ahead. You notice that there is some masonry breaking at the gate. There is a very large chunk of wood lodged in the wall. And a distant, "Sorry! It's fucking great now, isn't it?"
I hope that's not going to cause you any issues.
It will. And they salute and smartly walk off. And then, as they get a bit of away from the group, they pick up the pace.
Oh dear.
Because do you really want Bart just being the one who talks to the guard to explain what just happened?
Mm. All right, Nedrin.
Yo.
So, is there any place in particular we should be setting you off?
It's a bit of an arse to slog, but Temple District, no, I've got no money. Or like I said, at the, the Radiant Dawn Inn.
Oh, speaking of which, all things considered, we did find this as I show the plate.
Yeah, I saw you bleed for that.
Yeah.
Quite the trophy.
I figured considering your current condition, you might be needing it more than we do.
Fuck, I'm saying yes. I'm not at all saying no here, but I'm still thinking of... I mean, something like that could be an early retirement, which I've definitely got as he tries to lift his leg a bit.
Mm.
But he lifts the intact leg. Yeah, I'll tell. Yeah, oh yeah. Might be able to get one. Might be able to get a leg made out of fancy wood instead of just commoner's wood.
Of course, you could also, if you want to have someone send out a message if you don't know where else to put you, you could also come with us for a little while. We have a place you could stay.
If you can find me somewhere to fence this, I reckon I'll be able to send plenty of messages. First one to die. Fuck him. That's the entire message.
Very well then.
Yeah, that's not a massive. I mean, yeah, still a massive loss, but that's as good as a positive spin on my new life. I'm just thinking about it, lost more of a leg, lost mates, but that is way more than I needed. So thank you.
At least have a positive ending to this story.
Of degrees. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Congrats, volunteers, to cart him about for a bit. Because he's not got anything too specific to do, apart from return home.
Mm.
So, see you around nighttime, Tally? Alright. Have a fun night, and don't let that little beastie scratch you again, or I'll step on him myself.
I think he'll learn his lesson if he tries again.
I think you're severely overestimating that critter.
Depends if he wakes up.
Nothing was learned.
All he knows is that he was. All he knows he was fighting, and then he fell asleep.
Yep, no one actually beat him up after all. She just pointed at him, and then he fell over and all went black. Somebody must have ambushed him.
Clearly.
But I still know how much he weighs.
Yeah.
1044, 1099. Hut, hut, hut.
It's just a party now.
So are we still at the gate, or are we going back at the end?
It's up to you guys.
Well,
You just want to stand
I
the
don't-
gates, do some people watching?
Well, I don't know about you, but I could really go for a spa right about now.
I'll
We,
get
we,
the
we, we all
towels.
need to get cleaned. We all need to go get cleaned off.
As Droop
I'm
conjures
talking
us open a rope.
No, Droop, I'm talking about a real spa, one where you pay people to do that for you.
Oh. Okay.
Have we taken back the other people? Have they
Yeah,
already
they were
gone?
retrieved
Yeah,
by
they were
their own
picked up.
people.
All right, good.
Especially also because we sent messages that there were 2 people who might not want to be near the city,
Yeah.
as it might murder them.
It should be fine, though. I mean, in the Temple District, no high-level spells are done without, decent reimbursement. So yeah, it's all on you guys what to do here.
Yeah.
I've warned you about this for a couple of weeks now.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna go to the merchant, the merchant district, and start asking if anyone knows about a high quality bathhouse or a spa that is not in the quotation mark bathhouse.
Like the bone corrector.
Yes, the channel above this one.
Mhm. Although, you say you go to the merchant district, but what district do you go to really? What's the name of it?
What it is, really?
Yeah, they all had names, these districts. And since you're back after such a long time, why not fucking quiz you on it?
Well, I just call it the shopping district.
I'm noticing only one person is probably reaching for her notes.
Well,
My
I mean,
notes started after that.
Yep.
I have a list of names of people, not of districts.
Oh no, your notes started before it, writing in the Necromancer diary, which you did once.
Yep. Well, if you remember, my keyboard was very, very loud, so I
Mhm.
stopped writing notes.
I mean, you could always type during other times of the session. Well, other times of the day. Anyway.
Uh,
Oh,
But then I
I-
wouldn't
I
remember
may
the
ha-
names.
I have names. I don't know how close they are.
oh, let's hear it.
Linux Craft Trade Guild District.
Good lad. The Baelanx, yes. Or Balalanx, depending on how fancy the person is.
Yeah. Anvale Temple District. Lower
Correct.
middle class.
Yep, exactly right.
And Banguli.
Banguil, yep. Or also known
and
as the
Noble
Vulgars.
District.
Yep.
Yep. Those are the ones I've got written down.
Yep. There's
Yeah.
also the district you guys live in, Pironcia. And the welcoming one is the Valnave. So anyway. On you go. So you're looking to go to the Merchant District. Do you go by yourself? Does anyone show any interest in joining? Is there going to be interaction?
Well, I imagine it's as we're just walking here, the rest could just keep going on.
Not a close knit group, really.
Well,
Sorry, that's
I also I said I was going with Cornelius.
Okay. How about you, Free?
I'm going to go find my dance instructor.
All right. You've got a fairly good idea of where to go to see her, the Banded Knee Dance Hall.
You're sure you don't want to freshen up before you start going to see her?
Hmm.
As kind of as a looking down at, except for of course the costume, which I imagine is kind of self-cleaned. I imagine it's just like mud caked at some places.
Oh no, she's been expertly preened.
Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt. Droop, would you mind a prestidigitation?
Ta-da! Bing! You're squeaky clean.
Thank you, Droop.
When she turns around, Cornelius, you notice one little spot was missed on the back of her heel.
I don't mention it.
And after all, her morning preening routines have been very simple because, as a hero, you have to have a good image.
Mm.
You
And
must
congrats
look
is-
your best.
And Congrats is able to assist in that.
Well, that explains why Malgern always looks so awful. He's not a hero.
It's amazing how those massive fingers can do braids. Speaking of the fraud, I mean the dwarf. Malgern, Zarzul, what do you guys do? Do you take part?
Drink
Do you
then
join?
bath, or bath then drink. I haven't decided yet.
Combine them.
I could drink while in the bath. Yes.
Buy a vat. Either you float to the surface, or you drink it to the bottom.
Rain would suggest that we drop off Pufflesworth and Lorna and not take Wolfgang. Because I don't think spas would appreciate any of them showing up.
Mm.
Adventurers arrive of all kinds of weird shit, do you imagine? Do you think an owlbear is the oddest pet?
No. That would be the black pudding.
Fuckers show up in town with the Underdark equivalent of a Yeti, the Quaggoth.
It's my seeing eye quack off.
As it rips some dude in half just casually. No, you don't understand. He's
Oh,
my
that was
therapy
fun.
animal.
You know, there's a tavern in Waterdeep that has a drink called the Quaffing Quagga.
See, this is conversation you guys could be having in character.
Yes.
Zazzle and Wolfgang are going to go to their bathhouse. We both desperately want to get clean.
Oh, I get it. He gets to take Wolfgang, but I can't take Lorna.
Oh, sure you can take Lorna.
You didn't suggest otherwise. It was
Well,
Rain
I
that
thought Rain
suggested
did.
they drop off all
Yeah.
the animals.
I suggested because
Yeah?
I'm not
When
sure
are you
that-
going to follow the advice of a half elf?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, you casually open up the door to the home, throw the comatose Pufflesworth in, slam the door, move on, peering through a window
Sure
just to
is.
watch him skid to a halt.
Orbison casually
Sure.
opens up the door to see there's Pufflesworth that just silently closes the door again.
Oh no, Orbison is not in the main chamber.
No, I mean he was like looking
I would put
from his
Pufflesworth
room.
in the basement so he can't do anything stupid.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Want to put him in the secret room as well?
No.
No, we have our valuable stuff in there.
There we go. There's the pose I see Pufflesworth in.
I can actually... Let's see. Just cover up the rules. It does a little bit. Let's move it out of the way. There we go. Now I can look at Discord while streaming.
Yes, the default. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the default.
Nah, he's in the Yamcha pose.
Aw. Buddy.
Is it wrong I'm looking through my inventory to see if I still have poison mushrooms?
If you do by this point, they're probably more mush than room.
Yeah, I tried using them on the oh, what the fuck were they called?
The Oni.
Yeah, on the Oni, and it didn't work. I was rather disappointed at that.
Well, there was a chance it would have worked, but he rolled good constitution and the other times you missed. So it's not that they failed utterly, it's just wasn't triggering that point. Alrighty, so the group heads to the merchant district.
Yeah.
What's the name of the district? No fucking attention
What's
span. The Ballalanx. Anyway. So, the market is bustling as per usual. It's a little bit before midday at this point. It's busy. Rotisserie chickens at work. You are seeing more color in the people, though. You're seeing a greater wealth of the type of people who usually walk under symbols and flags. And a bit of a slightly more sprinkling of mixed race. A couple of Loxodons spotted. A few Goliaths. Balalanks.
Oh, Battlelangs. I thought you said Metalangs.
But yeah, it's just generally looking like there's more of a mixing pot at work here. So, what do you guys get up to?
Well, I'm gonna start asking around if there's a high quality bathhouse with a decent service and not the wrong kind of service.
How do you phrase that? How do you walk
You-
up to the common people, Cornelius?
You could suggest the place we went to after the arena fight.
Could, but
Yeah, that's
that was
nobility.
inside the Noble District.
Yeah.
It was basically the changing room at the Colosseum.
Yes, but don't we have a little more swing there because we helped one of the people get their daughter back?
We better actually deliver her back at some point. Are you going to take her off to the bathhouse first?
No, like I said, they've all
Yes,
been
you're
retrieved
gone.
by their own people, so it's been noted
Yeah,
that you
okay.
rescued them.
Yes, so you might be able to get into the noble place to get there.
Where's
So I'm
your-
just
Yeah,
going to
but
look around for the nearest kobold.
It's
I
not
imagine
hard.
It's probably, yeah, I imagine it's just gonna take a little while before we start achieving those brownie points first. They're gonna have to discuss and converse and so on, and then we'll probably at some point get the pass to just go, hey, here you go.
I like to imagine that this is when Castalia realized she's going to the dance hall, not the bathhouse. As Cornelius is explaining the whole order of protocol and how it's very very ill-mannered to just immediately get a favor for doing a favor. She just thinks, I'm just gonna go dance.
Okay, so I
Basically.
was going to ask the local kobold, where's a decent bathhouse that also serves drinks?
It's not just a local kobold, it is part of the entourage, the swarm.
Oh dear.
But, you know, you're known to some of them. In fact, it's one you've actually spoken to before.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Evening there.
Hello. Just got back into the city. I was wondering where a decent bathhouse would be. Somewhere where I may be able to get a drink as well would be great.
Ah, of course, looking for upmarket with coin.
Yes.
Looking for fun times?
Not so much.
All
Want to
right.
get clean and relax.
Ah, yes. There's the sparkling conscience.
Excellent. Sounds good.
He gives you
Where'd it be?
directions. It's further to the south.
Okay.
It's where some of the sailors could scrub off the salt.
Sounds like the place for me and possibly Melgurn as well. But we'll see. I'm sure Cornelius and Rain will continue to try and find their own place.
Ah,
It
he
has to
points.
be at least.
He points to your jangling bit of scale. Be careful with your holy symbol. Bunch of saloon nutballs up there.
Okay. Okay. Any quieter places?
He's still standing prim and proper, you know, one hand against his chest, straight posture. He sags a little bit, and you see his head quirk to a bit, his neck bend. I only know of that one.
Okay.
Or there's
Oh.
the Dust Bowl in Cobalt House.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for your assistance, good friend.
Yeah, great talking. As he lets himself sag and then immediately join the entourage again. You can see that while they're swarming grabbing goods, he is just busy rubbing his throat and pouring something from a hip flask down it.
Fair enough. explain what I've discovered to the rest of the group.
How much does Cornelius have luck with hearing about any bathhouses?
Roll me an investigation.
Would he have advantage because I'm helping him?
No.
Roll with disadvantage.
Well,
But as we go, you don't crit fail on a 1. That's not in 5e. You manage to find a couple of... You hear 1 or 2 rumors, like it's not really a big concern for most of the people bouncing about. You do also hear about the sparkling conscience. Now it is primo. It is the upmarketest the most, which is probably the only reason that Laszlo Redenbach has bothered with knowing it.
mm.
And therefore, his kobold entourage. You also hear about the swipe clean and the fuzzy sponge. Fuzzy sponge, more of a workman's place. It's basic, simple, honest. The other one is not. It'll get you clean, but they say it with a wink. Although one of them is a bit more blatant by it, said, it'll clear everything out of your mind.
I see. Thank you. Well, I believe the clean conscience is.
Yep.
It is a nice looking place, just the facade itself. Again, you're seeing a few hallmarks that Zarzul's warned about. Like in Cedar Nove, most of the town was deep in Saloon worship. Goddess of beauty, love, getting it on, all that sort of thing. The deity of Jiggy with it. But it is artistically beautiful as well. It's not gaudy. It's the kind of brothel you feel that your brother would get chucked out of very quickly, Cornelius. This is where they have ladies, not just women.
Ah, high-class escorts.
Exactly. Escorts. But remember, when they're dead, they're just hookers.
Oh, God.
However, you also see that the price list seems to be premium as well.
Ah.
For just a soak and a relaxation, you're looking at 5 gold each.
Oh, yes.
For the massage therapy, you're looking at 20 gold. And
Now
for
we're
a
talking.
and for a full renewal, 50 gold.
Yes.
And of course, the staff that you can see just on the inside are the epitome of beauty. These people do not treat charisma as a dump stat. But it's also very simple. Like it's white gowns with a little bit of cinching in certain places, but in general, it's not vulgar. The men are large and brawny, the women are slender. Statuesque in a lot of ways. So yeah, you all get your stuff going. It is opulent. A proper, like, Roman-style bath. Everything's made of stone. Beautifully carved. Nicely patterned. This is the kind of place where you've got mosaics which have deep detail, almost like a magic eye picture. The water's warm, bubbling. It's changed frequently as well, even while you're lazing in it.
How many cucumber slices are there?
Roll a D100. It's primarily orange slices. But there's quite a few cucumbers as well. It is a scented place of pleasantness. Also, what's the full treatment you guys are going in for? And who's divvying out the cash?
Well, it's considering it's usually Cornelius that have all the cash on him.
Rain actually does have a fair amount, but if Cornelius is going to...
Zarzul has a lot.
Yeah.
No one knows, but he has a lot.
Zazzle is only going to have a soak and relax and see if he can get a drink while he's doing it of some form.
I imagine whenever Rain was leaving Pufflesworth home, Zarzul was also sneaking in the check on his chest.
Yep, make sure it's still there and intact and good.
So you guys get your soak on. It's up to you if you have any conversations, so I'll leave you for a moment to decide on that. Castalia. It's a nice, familiar trip. Things are a little bit more active. And you're also seeing quite a number of kids with a hat. The Heroes of Van Dalen is still pulling in a crowd for the Banded Knee. Which also makes you realize, oh, maybe she's not here because crowd for a show. Not time for dancing girls, maybe.
Hmm.
But you do meet a familiar face who's hawking outside. You're not entirely sure which role she was, just in fuzzy memory, but she was one of the girls in the show. She wasn't Frida, she wasn't Kindra. But she was also on stage with you whenever you were getting taught by Parasna. She waved you all on in. Ah, you made it alive.
It wasn't easy, but we accomplished what we wanted to, or what we could.
Did the fancy man also get free?
Yes, he did.
Oh, excellent. I am picking up some coin from Kelvin. Come on in, come on in.
He's actually having a nice. He mentioned a bath. Nice soak, I've seen.
Oh, I wish I had time for it myself, but show's going on. Although we're just still in the initial seating right now, and then we'll be on for a little bit, and then nice little kickabout with little on once the families have gone. But come on in, come on in. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of the new heroes of Van Dalen, yeah?
Yes, I can voice that title.
But can you sell the rights?
Probably not.
And yeah, it is festive is the right word to say it. Like, there is just a lot of nice positive energy in this place right now. Also a lot of booze getting swilled about and some fried nuts. But, you know, kids as well, a little bit of merch getting passed around. Some of it's not to the specifications that Cornelius would allow for depictions of himself. And there are some fantastically cubic-bodied dwarves being passed about. With just little sticks for limbs. And detachable action beard.
Aw.
You have two beards, you see. One is just flat, but the other is off at an angle from movement. But in order to remove it, you have to, of course, take off the bowler hat. It's got the pin that holds it in. So, what brings you to the theater? You need a drink?
Mm, something light.
Something light. Yeah, alright, this one should do. It's about the only thing we're allowed between show times. It is wine that you would call it. Cornelius would not call it wine. Malgurin would call it elf piss because it's pretty weak.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice fruit to it.
Well, that's good.
Something that lingers in the mouth for a little bit. Yeah, so business, pleasure.
Seeking my dance teacher.
Oh, she is a nightmare. I mean, all things considered, like, great performance. We have just gone leaps and bounds ahead, but she's gonna burn us down. I was worried she was just gonna set me on fire anytime I put a foot wrong. Let's see now. So where would she be right now? We have the show going in. Like, she prefers to be early morning because then it's her stage. She says, still claims it's her stage. From then on, I think she's actually, yeah, I think she's having a nice snooze in the actors' apartment. So if you want to stay here, I can just go fetch her.
Please.
No worries, no worries. Tell love. She scampers on out, and you are getting a lot of notices from dads who have gotten bored with their current wives.
Yeah.
As you sit there at the bar, sipping your drink in your dancer's gear. You also get a glimpse of more familiar faces. You just managed to catch a peek of Megran's face behind the curtains. You can tell because his head is huge.
I wave.
It quickly closes over. He's not meant to be peeking out this early. Just wants to see if it's a full house.
Behind the curtain.
Ignore the partial man behind the curtain. Hey, you're waiting for a bit. Place is packed pretty densely, and you can see quite a few of the back rows are full-grown mercenary types. Hard-bitten, big drinks on them. Outside food as well, the fuckers. You can see them slipping it out from their jerkins. And I'm stumbling over all my words today. But yeah, not long in, the dancer returns with the teacher, Parasna.
I stand with a bow. Greetings.
Good.
I have returned as I said I would.
Yes, and with a bit of manners as well. Very good, very good. Although I have to admit, you do look quite natural at the bar as an enticement. So, you've been doing lessons, yeah?
I've been keeping up on my travels.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's no point showing them off right now. Come, sir. Just snaps her fingers and walks past you, heading for the backstage.
I follow.
The back area is bustling. There's a lot of chatter from the various illusionists who are trying to work out, should they put an extra twist on the backdrops this time? Maybe a little bit of a flair. You can see that Kelvin is sitting there with his script, surrounded by empty bottles. And he's just slumped in a chair, head down. You can see that there's also big divots in the floor from where Megran has been throwing his weight around on his stumps. But yeah, as you're getting walked along, he does return the wave. And you can see him kitted out in full Malgern costume. The beard does suit him very well.
Oh, Malgern would be proud.
I mean, he's seen the outfit because he was at the show, and then also they got drunk a lot when Malgern was busy trying to find himself. The two of them were pissing in a fountain, remember? Before he went down into the sewers.
No, nobody remembers that. What are you talking about?
Razna stepping into one of the dressing rooms, and just there is some barks from her. Just out. A lot of that there, and several of the dancing girls are just immediately flushed through. They look terrified to have crossed her. But when you step in, she just turns around with a smile. There we go. Much better. So
after you.
Always. You've been doing the steps, yes?
Yes.
Have you been improvising? Have you been doing much during your scuffles?
No. I believe one of them had those ideas struck from my head when a tree flew into my face.
Oh, that's what that is. She eyes your cheek for a moment before just turning and getting some distance. Well, no worries. I'm sure it'll rub off a bit, or just try to favor your other side. It'll be fine. No, what I'm meaning is, you just do the steps. You've just been learning, yes?
Yes.
And at no point you felt it take you. Just the little practice, and that is it. Not even for your slab of bronze? Or brass, or whatever. He's not gold, so it doesn't count, I suppose.
I think I did give a very nice performance for them.
Yes,
I
and well, you
gave it
should-
my all that night.
Yes, and very good. That is what you should be doing, yes. It's not just about the learning, the patterns, the steps. It is about the passion, emotion. It is to express yourself through it. Sashishi was beautiful at this. A perfect second tier. Wonderful backup for me. But also you are a fighter of some sort. I mean, we've seen that you are at least lucky. As you think back to when you schooled her in combat. To her, it was luck. But you've not felt it grip you. You've not felt the need to do it. It's just a little bit of practice. I'm asking you a question.
I have not felt the need to fully expand upon it, but my mind has also been focused on my other tasks, such as the rescue.
Where does this head matter? It's about the heart. It's about... Of course, I have to say this. The fire within you. It's just the phrase. It's not just my own thing. It has to be more than just a performance. So,
It has to be a way of life, a matter of process.
for you, no. No, it's not the way of life for you. That is obvious. But it should be an expression. I look at you, I think, apart from showing everything, you don't reveal anything. I also think that Sashish could have done with a bit more up top, considering how that outfit looks. But she was a woman of flow. She had no room for that kind of excess.
Hmm.
But it is something to consider, because if you feel this is not for you, I would respectfully ask for that outfit to be relinquished. I'm not saying now, because obviously it has been useful for you, yes?
Indeed.
But she was not just a dancer. She was one of the few backups that I could ever trust on. A performances were important, and that outfit should go to someone who expresses.
Hmm.
I say this as a friend.
I know. I understand completely.
All right, let's get a glimpse of what is there. A performance, if you will.
All right.
A check of some kind.
Well, no, it's not just the role, it's also a creative thought process. Is there something that Castalia is going for with this? Is she just showing off that she has learned these steps? Does she want to convey her response through interpretive dance movements?
Hmm. She is going to dance with memories of her greatest joys in recent times in her heart. Dancing at the celebration of the defeat of the Hydra, dancing with Kagrats, dancing with celebrating with her friends after the arena fight. Basically, just big celebrations, moments that she's held pretty treasured.
Trims out the one when she danced for Yorant. I mean, it was nice to see
No,
him smile and all, but still, that was a bit on the spot.
No, not that one. That's a different setting.
That's what's gonna be shuffled off in a different archive.
Until they
That's
get until you get back to Cedar Nova and see the painting.
That's gonna be at the different bathhouse.
As you cease in the twirls and the gestures, the arcing, you get exactly 2 claps from Parasna. Alright, alright. I will say adequate. I will say progress is made from your stiff tumblings and awkwardness. There was actually something in your eyes this time. Although it is hard to read the devil's eyes. But yes, you at least had a thought to you this time. You had something to connect with, to show. Yes. Yes, I will allow you to continue this practice. You're not bringing embarrassment to me just yet. So, you have learned some basics. This time I want you to really study on... Let's see now. Notes, please. Notes. She just rifles through them a few times. You see her start to... Like, she ignites her fingers and draws along them to burn the writing itself. No, these ones are gone. These ones are done. You'll just have to keep them in mind. There we go. And now some new ones. Yes. These ones, a lot more complex. But you're also sort of working it out in your head a little bit in the steps, and 2 of them seem to continue on the sort of watery flowing steps that you've had before. And the next 2, one very much, like, it even says on it, requires shawl. Like, it's much more outward. Is the best way to sort of put it as you imagine, like, the hand positions, how your movement should be going. Then one that's a bit more close in, a bit more drawn in. Quieter, slower. There we go, at least a sampling. So we are done with Tutor and Master for now. As in this immediate moment, you will always be my student until... Well, the inevitable happens, of course. Not that you'll be passing, I mean when you just give it up. Unless you show some real spine. So, how's your evening going to go? And now we're going to jump across to the bathhouse. Because you've had time to think. Are you guys going to do anything or just go, oh?
No, Cornelius definitely... It was the full fucking treatment. It was everything. He is sitting... I imagine at this point that either he's in the mud bath or he's sitting there with a towel around his head, facial mask going on, cucumbers on his eyes, his nails are being manicured.
There are 4 handmaidens. 1 for each foot and hand.
Ah.
This is the fullest of pamps.
Oh, yes.
Zazzle has been inquiring about washing a wolf and a displacer beast. Is there an area available?
They charge twice as much because it is specialist work.
But one of the displacer beasts is not real, so that doesn't make sense.
But they also have a lot of questions for you, Malgern and Zarzul, on how well your animals are trained. Zarzul, you have nothing to worry about. Malgern.
Rain pretends she doesn't know these people.
What else is new?
But Malgern, how well do you think Lorna has been trained to be handled by strangers? You could just go for a simple soak.
Yeah, we're just gonna go over here. I'll take care of her.
Yeah, still cost double.
This is a nice bath away from everyone else.
Yeah, they do put you in the smaller bath. It's still very, very nice, but the capacity is much lower. And it's a little bit sequestered away. But you're still getting the full service. Just you're not around any other of the normal public.
Kurt is sitting in his tub.
Fine. He's not gonna, for once in his life, he's not gonna fight this.
Yeah.
He's just sitting in his wooden tub with the cat in it.
Kind of floating on my back, drink on my stomach, you know.
It looks weird. Yeah, the illusion looks pretty weird whenever she lies on her back in the water.
This is fine.
Zarzul, you and Wolfgang are just in the main bath.
Okay.
The only thing he does that's untoward is he tries to bite a few of the orange slices.
Fair enough.
He's trying to eat the cucumbers off of Cornelius.
Oh no, no one is near Cornelius except the staff.
He is probably made well sure of that. Yeah.
Well, what was the treatment that Rain got?
No, better question. What was the treatment that Droop got? Did you pay for full service for him, or did he just have to sit in the water? Or is he outside, tied to a lamppost?
Oh, poor guy.
No, I imagine he also needed to experience what true luxury is, so he got the full treatment as well.
So he's just sitting beside you as a mini-me.
Yeah, basically.
The only difference between you right now with the mud packs and towels covering you guys is that he's got longer ears. He starts to cry.
Why?
I've never been so comfortable.
Poor Drew.
Oh, that's normal, Droop. That's normal. First time you experience true bliss.
Is this gonna be a Morty, a true level experience? Yeah, I want to go back.
It's gonna be a while before he gets a modified memory.
Yeah.
Okay, Rain, what treatment do you go for?
I was going for the full treatment too.
I assume by request by both of you, you're kept separate on separate sides, really. To be fair, there's actually not much of a split for gender. There's a great stream of immodesty and whatnot around here, but it's also classy in a way. It's like, this is purely a bath to luxuriate in. That is it.
Oh, I imagine it's just like there's a courtesy screen in between.
Yep.
Just so that, like you said, you wanted people to talk to each other, so we're not sequestered entirely away from each other.
But the party did make sure they do that. This was a chance to just chatter around. Did not happen, though.
I was supposed to say, did we sequester ourselves? I don't remember anybody saying we sequestered ourselves.
Cornelius did. Cornelius and Droop, and the guy with the dangerous beast.
I was like, I don't think I had a choice. So
No, you did not have a choice. But they were very polite about it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, separate but equal, I hope.
Him, right?
I mean, you still even got to tick the little box. Do you want a man, woman, or dwarf to handle you?
Oh yes, 3 genders: man, woman, and dwarf.
Oh, in Cornelius' case, it was for the massage. It was basically just going for who had the biggest, meatiest hands to really get those knots out. So that was ticked off as dwarf.
This
I
is
was
our new.
gonna say, so dwarf, yeah.
Yeah. This is our new intern. He seems eager enough.
No. I know who it is.
It's just a fly could land on his eyeball and he wouldn't even blink.
Oh, God.
No, you were handled by professionals, sir. They wouldn't let an ugly troll like Usain Vagushin.
That would have been funny.
Now this is what I've been missing since Neverwinter.
That's right, sir. Just relax. All needs will be met.
Well, after these last 5 minutes, I certainly believe so. Would you mind refilling my glass?
Poor Drew.
Why has this never happened in my whole life?
And it'll never happen again.
Case in point, it did not happen under his life of Cornelius.
We known each other for 6 months. Give me a fucking break here.
Hey, 6 months, 2 weeks. Over half a year.
Yeah. I don't think like I'm responsible for the rest of the life that he hasn't been pampered this much.
Nope, you have not been responsible for the 3 years prior.
Yeah. Like, I was the one who introduced him to the concept of a bath. I remember.
Oh no, he's well familiar with blood baths. Water baths were slightly new.
Yeah.
That's right, just roll my face in the blood, in my own blood, and that gets rid of the mud, so their hands don't get dirty when they punch me.
That got.
Yeah, his life is dark. You tried to have a rat eat through his guts.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You
I
got
tried
regrets.
scrubbing this tattoo off. It just doesn't.
Oh god, that's right. I mean, with him in the bath, how does the tattoo look? Did he deface it?
Oh, yeah,
No.
with the ink stuff? Oh, right, yours.
Yeah,
right,
his
you had
vengeance
tattoo.
tattoo.
Yeah, no, it's still there. It's just untouched. This is fine.
Untouched in multiple ways, yep.
Oh, yeah, imagine the ink probably came off of Cornelius now.
No.
It's
Wow,
a
that's...
tattoo.
Yeah, wow, it's in there good.
Well, it's not in there just by being ink.
Yeah.
There is magic involved. That changes rules.
Yeah, I imagine there was probably a case where I had to explain that, oh no, don't worry about that.
Rain, roll a d20.
Okay. Oh dear. Right when you said that, the tablet screen, I had blacked out, so I had to log back in.
Has her mic changed? It's muffled.
Oh, that's because I had it away from my head.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Because I'd taken it off of my ear because I was eating an apple.
Hmm.
As you sit down on the women's side, not any familiar faces. Not that you really care, I mean, it's your choice of luxury, but, you know. No coincidental encounters to lead to more fun interaction.
Nobody worth chatting with.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of people worth chatting with. But it's up to you, really.
But nobody she would know she should be chatting with.
Yep, no one you recognize. But I mean, these people all at least had money to get in there.
Yep.
Mind you, in an exclusive place, there was only 4 other people there. 2 elves, a Goliath woman, and a dwarf.
Rain in that case would probably not pry and just try to relax and enjoy herself for a change.
Alright, since you guys are doing fucking nothing, let's go back to Castalia. And she simply asked you, what is the rest of your evening like?
Well, after the long travels we've had, I was hoping to spend it just with, congrats.
I cannot blame you in some ways. There is something to be said for the quantity of a man's character. And, I mean, we all know the stories of maidens getting sacrificed to dragons. I lived on most of those for my upbringing. You know I'm a royal dancer, yes?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, yes. Up in Cadalai there is a great ruler. Vast golden dragon. Wonderful. Beautiful laugh. Beautiful. Shakes the mountain itself.
Hmm.
For him I have danced 4 times. Quite a lot. I think now it has been many decades, perhaps centuries. Don't you look at me like that. I'm not old hag. I have very long lifespan.
I assure you I'm not.
Good. Otherwise, that's another way you can leave my service. No, he is visionary. That whole place was polar wasteland. Awful, desolate, nothing to it. He harnessed the volcano. Underfloor heating throughout the entire city. A vast port. Outland and inland as well. Raxis itself connected by inland route. Big trade city, and I am one of his dancers. I am, of course, first among his dancers. For the court, for visitors, for his requests. I'm impressing upon you this is an important role.
That I'm well aware. I was waiting for more.
Like, it's not like you were sitting down plus or anything, but she's just making it clear. Yeah, big fish. Practically a shark.
I was wondering then, why are you here?
Oh, I've said before, ambassadorial reasons. I am not just dancer, I also go as the voice of Cadalai. But sometimes it is nice to play around as well, to relax, to unwind, to see new talent. To see if there is any new talent.
You drink deep of the cup of life.
Well, more to sip. The chugging comes back home. That is a place so in tune. Always there is heat. Roaring heat. There is flame all over. But just outside city limits, it is snow. It is tundra. It has been nothing but frozen land in great quantities. To travel by land outside of Raxis to Catalai is terrible journey, treacherous even. By boat, civilized, peaceful, luxurious. It is a glowing jewel. But for now, there are some things that are interesting enough to not travel back just yet. And don't go thinking you're one of them. What you wear is far more important than what you might become. So she was sister. Not actual, but in spirit. Glorious dancer. But now I hear she is gone. You tell me, darling husband who could not write at all. He was a terrible lyricist. But he died. It's very... Yes, it is sad.
Indeed.
Well, that ruined my day. I don't want to think on this here, so I'm going to bid you adieu now. You have your lessons. We'll say a week from now. I will check your performance. She's already walking out. As she's gone, a head pokes through the doorway. Are we allowed to come in now?
Yes, she's gone.
Thank heavens. And you are once more in the swarm of people. These are the more simple dancing girls. For a bit of raunchiness, a bit of fun, and quite a hefty gaggle of them. Actresses too. A bit different from Parasna. Alrighty, so your event's done. You get a chance to meet up again if you want to bother.
Oh, well, I don't know about you, but that certainly made for a good ending from this whole adventure.
You're practically glowing. It's like they took 2 layers of old Cornelius off.
Mm.
There's just this fresh new one. Droop looks actually about the same. Like, all that pampering didn't seem to do much for him. His eyes are red and puffy.
Pat him on the head.
He very quickly, of course, puts his hat on before your hand touches him. He knows you prefer that.
Well, I don't know about you, but that's certainly hit the spot for me. How about you?
That was fantastic.
There was some. I do have to wonder where they're getting their mud from. Really went in there and scraped out the toxins I felt.
Fuck's sake.
I think that's one of those things I've always never wanted to know because then I might have questions.
I mean, you should have questions. What is the worth of being studying the arcane if you do not have questions?
There are some things which I will have questions on, and others I find it wise not to question.
You haven't seen a lot of farmland, a lot of cows, and yet there's plenty of burgers.
There's plenty of what?
Plenty of burgers.
Oh, burgers.
You don't see a lot of pigs about, but you do see the kobolds go missing and there's plenty of sausage links.
I could think of worse things. What do we see when Melkern finally comes out?
A dwarf.
What do you think you see?
Yeah, I mean, he's clean.
a slightly
But he's
cleaner
also-
dwarf.
But he's also probably immediately back into his plate armor.
The beard looks nice.
Yeah.
How puffy looking is Lana looking?
I know, she's thoroughly smoothed herself down. Like, she soaked in the tub, luxuriated, and then got out and immediately started the tongue work. Because she's clean, but she's not properly done up. Wolfgang looks soft as anything. He looks like he could be a cuddly toy. He doesn't have the volume, but it's just the coat is smooth looking.
He doesn't have the sumis afterwards.
No, he's a wolf. He's dignified.
Yeah, and Zazzle is as shiny as kobold scales can be, so not very.
Pretty shiny.
Yeah, I imagine it got through to the grime that was in between the individual scales.
Well, he didn't go for the full treatment. Otherwise, he could be practically metallic. But you certainly feel better. Just in general, a lot of you. Aches and pains all gone away for now.
What time of day is it actually?
After you lot have luxuriated, probably getting near dinner time. It was not a short spa treatment.
Yeah.
So Castalia's had about 4 hours to do whatever the fuck she wants. Any ideas, Pio?
Likely making sure that Pufflesworth hasn't destroyed anything in a house. Because I know he's going to wake up and
That's
likely be a little shit.
That's why I put him in the basement.
You know, where you keep your food.
No, we don't keep the food in there. We keep the food in the kitchen.
Yeah, but I imagine we put some sort of stock down there since it's our storeroom. We can't have all the stuff up in the kitchen. We use the basement to keep things cool.
Yes. Because you don't have
I
a
would
fridge up
imagine that-
there.
I would imagine we put anything we don't want people to get into in the secret room.
Yeah. And things that are not vitally important just outside.
Because Rain wouldn't have just deposited Pufflesworth where the food is. She's not that dumb.
Well, you just have, because that's where all the sausage slings and other things are hanging from the rafters, basically.
Oh, then I
That's
would have put him somewhere else. Well, I probably would have put her. I would have put him in my room.
Yeah, because that's what you used basements for back then. Also storing barrels.
I mean, if you want to be smart about this, there is one room in the house which is a dump, and it's okay if someone claws it up a bit.
Hey, I don't like where this is going.
I mean, there is a whole one in your room to the other floor,
Yep.
Yeah.
up into Ray's room.
So yeah, you don't find any
Shoot.
unusual amounts of damage in the house, Castalia.
Good.
What you do, however, here is
What did we hear?
Yeah.
did none of
Okay,
that come
good,
through?
so-
No, none of
Yeah.
it came through.
Huh. Wow, this volume gauge is fucking great.
all we heard was what you do here is.
How about
I'll
that?
wait.
So what do I hear?
Okay, I'll just describe it. You hear a bed smacking against the wall.
Oh,
That's the only sound you hear in the house.
Oh. Orbison must be having his girlfriend over.
It's just like when she says that flat while standing in the chamber while the noise is happening.
What else are you gonna do?
Ask him if she's paying rent.
and then he's probably asking, "Well, have you paid for a new house?" And we just say, "All right, never mind."
I can't ask her that. I haven't even asked for her name.
If Malgern has learned one thing in this campaign, it's pick your battles.
Have you learned that? You've had it brought up to you a few times. I don't think you've learned it though.
Well, I mean, if Cornelius picks the battle, it's probably the wrong one.
I mean, if we think about how you look right now, the hand imprint on the back of your head probably hasn't fully grown its hair in yet.
Aw.
There's probably a distinct like trench of hand-shaped hair that's growing back.
Yeah, I imagine at around this point, as we're probably seeing that Castalia is just standing in the doorway. That's when we're arriving. Unless other people are going elsewhere.
The bed noises stop gradually.
Yeah, Rain would be on track for dinner, so.
We probably need to grab some new food supplies if we're going to cook at home. It's been several weeks. I wouldn't trust too much of what we've got left.
Well, you all look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We had a very relaxing evening.
Wolfgang specifically rotates to display the bushy tail.
And Wolfgang looks amazing.
Yes, I can definitely recommend that you visit the Clean Conscience should you ever need to fully soak through. No, that was bad. Sorry. To get a good relaxing evening.
I'll keep it in mind. Pufflesworth has not destroyed anything, but Orbison has a guest over.
Okay. I expected him to have a guest over at some point, probably.
The first thing you
So,
see coming from his room are green scales. She's very surprised to see people just standing grouped up in the doorway. But being that she's 7.5 foot tall, she just sort of straightens up a bit, clutching dress to her as she's doing up laces up the front. A nod of the head. And then a slightly quickened step as she gets past you all, because I assume you part for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And she's gone, and as you're turning around, you know, just about to enter in, then comes the hobgoblin woman that you recognize from the arena.
Oh. Man of
Who
culture, I see.
is not at all bashful, because she's also dragging some guy you think you saw playing waiter at the arena with her.
Evening.
Hi, guys. But she doesn't
Howdy.
slow down. It's lovely seeing you all again. Hope we can fight in the arena again sometime. Don't bring the wizard.
Cornelius just does a very surprised look on his face. Kind of like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you did?
Yes, I do remember what I did.
You fucking died.
Yeah.
That is it for the clown car of Orbinson's room.
Well, I'm guessing that Orbinson has not have any issues keeping an eye on the house while we were gone.
no, it seems like he's had a lot of fun.
And Orbison emerges from the kitchen with a cup of coffee in hand.
Hi.
Oh, it's you lot. Hey,
Yes, we made it back. Mission successful.
that's good. Pot's boiling, so, you know. You want a jag?
Sure. Thank you. And I go to get a cup of coffee.
Well, he was going to get it for you, but he's also looking to the rest to see if there's any orders.
Yeah. So, Orbinson, anything besides your own activities that have been happening here? Any messages or anything while we're gone?
Yeah, like, every other day, there's been that dwarf guy banging the door.
Oh, no. Ah.
Well, let me guess. He wants Malgern to fight him again because he's forgot.
Once, yeah, he asked that, then he also just said his, what was it now? I wanted to remember the exact words for this one. Yeah, is the cutie with the beard in here?
I look towards the cutie with the beard.
He
Rain
does not.
also looks.
He's looking for ways to distract, like shuffling papers or something. I don't know. Panicking.
It's all right, man. I mean, the day after that, he showed up at the door as well and didn't remember why he was there. He was just knocking.
That sounds about right.
He's not there in the head.
Yeah, that's about it, though. So, you know, welcome back.
Thank you.
As he then takes a long sip from his coffee.
Speaking of it all, we saw a slight a bit more damage on the walls outside the city.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, like a pack of giants, I think it was. That's what I heard, anyway, from Benny.
Giants.
Yeah, a couple of them got up near the city. There's probably some orcs as well. I mean, they moved together now, but didn't see it firsthand. And then Jeff Roth, he was suggesting it was a catapult instead, but then they got into this big argument about how trajectories work, and so I kind of phased out about there, but focused on my hand. And I mean, look at these as he jingles a few rings on his fingers that are just too big for him.
How did you manage to get those?
No, because I focused on my cards while they talked about how a rock goes through the air.
Ah.
I think this one was engagement and this one was wedding, so he's in trouble. That's great.
Well, just be careful in case he tries to come back and request it back.
Oh, it shouldn't be much of a problem. I mean, he's got to go through his wife first before he goes to me. I mean, she's a pretty fearsome green-scaled lady. So
Cornelius just narrows his eyes at that and then decides, no, you know what? He's going to take Rain's example, and there's some things you just don't need to know.
Exactly. You are learning.
Is he though?
Yes.
He's pretending to learn, okay?
No, he is learning because he's a fucking wizard. That's what he does for the most of his life. Learn.
Learns some things, forgets others. Learns the mysteries of life, forgets morality.
Yeah.
He's a wizard. They're amoral. It's
It's the first thing they're taught in wizarding school.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you there's a right and a wrong way, and even though some of these people can cast spells given to them by their imaginary friends, we still call them muggles. They're not like us. They're an inferior race, Cornelius.
Yes, Grandmaster.
Because those people call on favors. You know what we do? We do our own work. You can see why wizards are a big problem in any setting.
Yeah.
Others rely on gods and other beings to grant them favors. A wizard earns that power.
Go on, sir.
Yeah, basically.
We do not ask a higher being for it. We are higher beings.
A mortal man cannot create a fireball, but a man on a path to godhood can.
Exactly. That's how you wizard.
So much trauma, and the beatings, and the cupboard. Acting as a toast rack. So yeah, coffees are provided. Pretty nice ones, I suppose. That can exist, I guess, in a fantasy setting, a nice coffee.
Fucking it's a very under what's very mediocre coffee.
Yeah, this is for men who labor.
Yeah. This is not served in a tiny cup, but with full of taste.
This wasn't shit out by a displacer beast and then set to dry on a rack for a few weeks.
Wait, is that a thing?
Could be. You ever heard of civic
no.
coffee?
No, apparently not.
It is a type of nut that is eaten. Well, it's a bean, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bean.
Yeah,
eaten by a certain type of cat. It's then passed through, and which gets rid of a lot of the work.
No, it's a monkey.
Is it a monkey? I thought it was a civet.
What's the name of it?
Like civet coffee, CIVET. I thought there was a cat-like creature.
Yeah, there's also that, but I only know about the monkey.
Yeah. Basically, it passes through their system first, which gets rid of
partially digested coffee cherries, which are eaten and defecated by an Asian palm civet.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That is a monkey.
Oh, it's a monkey? I always thought it was a cat-like creature. Okay.
Well, it's a civet, which is... Oh, no, you might be right. It's from the Feliformia suborder.
They look like weasels.
Kopi Iwak.
It's a luxury cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also one that's called Kobe Uwak, which is which is a monkey.
Yeah, it is super premium, ridiculous coffee because it just takes a long process to get it through the animal and then to dry it
Well,
for a
I
while.
learned something today.
Yeah, it's basically because of how when it goes through the digestion system, it activates certain acids in the bean.
It's basically a fermenting process, but it has to be from an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$100 per kilogram.
Oof.
All for something that has been pooped out.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't matter much.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't clean it off afterwards.
Yeah, it's also gonna get roasted and it's gonna be ground up.
Do you know where eggs come from? The brown eggs are because the chicken didn't wipe its arse.
Yeah, but to be but to be fair, that comes in a wrapping. What you have inside the egg.
Yep, you're just enjoying your unformed placenta and fetus.
In any case, while sitting there with the coffee, Kanis is gonna start. He's gonna pull out some papers and a quill and gonna start writing things down.
Unlike the fucking player.
Hang on, I've written down plenty of names.
Yeah, he has the best notes of us all.
He does.
Mm.
It's not very detailed notes, but there are
Yeah,
names.
yeah, there we go. It's a list of names with nothing attached to them.
Yeah.
So, what about the rest of you? Because don't let the two casters hog all the spotlight.
Zazul's going to check the kitchen to see what we got to cook with, or whether he's going to have to go get some supplies.
I mean, I can make a run with you as well, although not going to be a whole lot of great stuff on the sales right now. But, I mean, we got enough for toast.
Yeah, toast.
But yeah, there's something to think about. For a premium coffee in the Forgotten Realms, what animal would have passed through?
Display service. No, you were right on that.
No.
Gotta be something
You
weirder.
are not feeding your displacer beef to coffee beans to make.
I
extra
have a new
money.
business venture, and it's a lot more stable than that bar you guys wanted to open.
Let's see.
Well, think about what you're doing as well, like for the session.
Yeah, we can worry about pooping coffee later, I guess.
Yeah.
Words I never thought I would say.
This is when you ask yourself, do beholders have an anus?
Oh,
Oh, I think I know the perfect monster for it.
If you want to go bulk, Tarrasque would be an option.
Oh God.
Gotta be a lot of coffee there.
Yeah. You basically have to dig through and shit to actually find the beans.
There it is.
I don't
The
think they
Gorallian.
even... Yeah, the gorilla. I don't think they even shit because they're just sort of an elemental creature.
I mean, I guess you could also try and mix it in with the creature you make death cheese from.
The Cthulhu?
That would make sense for a Cthulhu. Yeah, it's just a luxury creature. But it's rot and horribleness personified too. It's not even an evil creature, it's just decay. It's horrible.
Yeah, imagine that taking on those coffee beans. They are gonna be right fermented when it goes through.
You need a really big filter for this because it comes out as basically sludge.
Oh God. The roasting process is even worse now.
We basically have to set up within the tanneries, although they start to complain as well.
And when the tannery complains, you know that there's a problem.
Oh god, that was a fun thing with Malico, and DM wouldn't... Like, he raised the question of, how are you tanning all this stuff you're getting? And I was saying, well, you've given us 0 downtime, so you know what? I'm going to look this up. Oh! There's enough oil in an animal's brain to do a simple tanning job. To preserve the hides. So there we go, I've got a cup of brains I'm spreading on this shit. I'm making this even more gross and horrible because you won't let us just sit in a town. So anyway, the party is currently having even more downtime with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
No one's asking Orbison about his week.
No, I would, once we're sitting down, I would ask him how his week went.
It was kind of implied when we were asking about how things went.
All right. Well, pretty good. I mean, got my job back as the arena's open again.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Good one, pulling in some good coin. Paid off your landlord, so, you know.
Thank you
Nice
for
enough
that.
guy. Don't like his buddies.
Buddy.
That's the only reason he can be nice.
Said no to a couple of recruitment drives. There's a couple of guys going around trying to go for the town watch. Some of the mercenaries aren't biting because, of course, they want the big glory. They want to go out in the front lines because that's where you can get titles, position, hours, and all that there. So no one wants to do just standard job of keeping those assholes when they get drunk under control. It's becoming a bit of an issue, so, you know, point for that.
I give Malgern a little elbow nudge.
It's either that's an idea for a job or you're one of those drunk assholes, aren't you?
Yeah, he's not sure which.
It's the
It is
first
the
one, of
first.
course, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's how you've seen him in town.
He can put themselves into their mind, know how they work.
I'm
The
sorry,
problem
have
is
you
he
gotten to
would
the
give
bottom of your
loved
cup
ones-
yet?
Yes. It is now 100% empty.
Yes, we could tell.
Is
Yeah.
that good?
Apart from that, I mean, not a whole heap has been going on, really. Who's got the highest passive perception? It's either Zarzul or Arena. Or Rain.
I think it's me.
Yeah, I think I'm not quite there
Probably.
yet.
Mine's only
Yes.
11.
Kenny's is 13 and he's also sitting and writing.
It is. Let me actually look it up.
I have 15.
17.
Yeah. You can hear the creak of something upstairs. But it's
I'm gonna go
very
check on
faint
Puffles.
and muffled, yeah.
I'm gonna go check on Pufflesworth. I go to check on Pufflesworth.
He is having a very angry nap. Like you can see the part of a wall has been clawed out along the floor that he's laying on, and he's just got a pelt covered in sawdust. His fur and feathers are still bristling, but he is napping. But you don't hear the creak coming from that room.
I shut the door, and I listen to hear where it is coming from.
Perception check.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
It's 2 doors down. Means it's Cornelius's room.
I
So
go over.
Yep, so you walk past Cassalia's love nest.
I put my ear to the door.
There's a little creak and then a slight foot of wood on wood. Just a very slight, quiet impact.
Somebody's going
Rain
to
moves
bed.
to open the door.
Door's locked.
Hold on. Do I have something for that?
You probably have the key.
I don't have his key.
There's no
Okay.
trust.
I also imagine this is kind of one of those. I don't know if there would be unique keys for this time period.
Yeah.
Is our keys unique to each other?
Well, yeah. That's the whole point of a key.
So they have unique keys then.
Yeah, you cut the teeth different.
I would.
Remember, it's not
I
gonna.
would.
It's not gonna be a simple, you know, a full-on dimpled whatever 4-pin
but-
action, but it's going to be different teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a spell for that, so I would immediately try to quietly move down to the staircase and gesture for Cornelius to come up while holding a finger up to my lips.
Stealth roll.
Yep.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Because fuck you. No, it's fine.
It does seem unnecessarily hostile.
The more openly hostile it is, the more it's unlikely to be true. You cunt.
Oh, jeez.
This is a time when the wizards can do their magic hand.
Yeah, imagine I see Rain pick up on what she's doing, and I'm just gonna leave the note and quill at the table.
Oh no, you
Gotta
keep
move.
on the note and quill, but use your mage hand to float the key to her.
I don't.
Do you not have mage hand?
Yeah, I do, but it was more like I don't know if that was what she was conveying.
Ah,
Wasn't you more conveying that I should
just
come
getting
with
your
you?
attention.
No, she's gesturing for Cornelius to come along because
Yeah.
she's figuring if she's getting if she's going to be going up there, she would like some backup, but she's being quiet about it.
That's the one you pick?
Well,
It's
it's
his
my
room.
room.
Could be your room, I'm just saying that you're picking the nerd for the dodgeball team. When the jock is right there taking up 4 seats because he's a broad dwarf.
But is this
The
also,
jock is also loud.
and this is also the nerd that has the counterspell and shield.
Exactly. So she again, she stays quiet, but she kind of does the be quiet gesture and then points to your room.
Yeah, I've got to follow.
Stealth roll. Little less quiet than Rain is.
Yeah, but on the other hand, they also probably know that people have walked up here.
You're at your door.
So it's more like I don't know why exactly I have to be quiet. There's more, I imagine.
Well, Rain is trying to be quiet. She's putting on
Yeah.
quietly asking you to come up there.
Yeah. So it's more like I'm walking as silent as I can, but it's not like I'm going in the Solid Snake style.
No, that roll. Well, you're at your door.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine Rain's like doing a.
Yeah, she's doing the open, and then she's kind of trying to convey there's somebody in there.
How is she conveying this?
Well, she would probably be miming opening a drawer because that's what she heard.
Probably be easier if you just point at the door and then make with the fingers like somewhat walking.
She'd be doing a lot of things, but basically, yes, she would be doing a lot of pointing at it.
Yep.
Yeah, Cornelius just gonna be very confused at what Rain is doing and then just unlock the door.
Just watch the whole puppet show go down while turning the key.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just click and then open the door.
It's your room. Familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in there?
Well, obviously not. I would have mentioned them.
Yeah, that's what he's indicating. That.
Well, I was waiting to see if there was a dramatic pause. She would
No.
promptly look and go. Oh, go on.
No, that's it. That's it. It's his room.
So what was it exactly that?
His lovely desk.
Mm-hmm. What was it exactly?
Somebody was in here. Going through your drawers.
If anyone overhears that, they can laugh if they want. No one's ever going through Cornelius' drawers in his bedroom. That's not happening.
Not even Cornelius.
Not even Cornelius. Definitely not. No, they made sure he learned that lesson.
I've just gotta What is the status of the window?
It exists. It's closed.
Okay. I'm gonna start. Can I investigate to see if there's something that's been tampered with in the room?
Yeah, sure. What sort of area are you looking at?
Oh, just standing out with like a surface area, like papers have been shoveled. Has the the cursed timepiece been messed with?
All right, give me
I
an investigation
believe-
roll.
I believe we gave the cursed hand to the necromancer, didn't we?
No, we still have that.
Oh, we still have that. I thought we gave it to him.
No,
We just
didn't
kept
give
it away
We
from
kept it.
Cornelius.
Yeah, because I was wondering if that's the one that starts clambering around in the room. 19.
It's a very petty thing, but then you are a wizard. As you walk into your room, taking it all in, you look to your desk and see that the quills are in a different arrangement.
Someone has been in here. It should be on the right side, with the small one to the left.
I always tell Droop, it's large, medium, small. That's it. It's not medium, large, small. It also looks like one of the ink pots is slightly lower than when you left it. That was expensive shit, too.
What in the world? So I assume there's like a stack of paper on the desk, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I do the bullshit thing of trying to do the old detective thing where trying to see if someone wrote on top of it?
It wouldn't work in this context.
Okay.
Like, you don't press hard with a quill.
Yeah, you don't.
If it was a pen, you'd put some pressure on it. Or a
Yeah.
pencil, but with a quill, you're drawing with ink. Press too hard, you break the fucking thing.
I walk outside. Hopinson,
Yeah?
have you been in my room while we were gone?
Not once.
Here's someone.
Besides, somebody was in here right now because I heard them.
Oh. Sips his coffee, walks into the kitchen.
Try and look under the bed.
I mean, that thing's still there, but if you throw it an apple, sometimes it's not going to bother you. No, you just see
wish we
Droop's
had
little
seen-
hovel.
I wish we had see invisibility.
Well,
He always empty a bag of flour in his room.
We're not cleaning that up.
this is not a particularly large room, so unless it's a very tiny creature. And if I'm not much incorrect, usually most invisibility should last about an hour.
Now we just play the waiting game.
Yeah.
You do notice
if
one.
someone-
If you're 19, you do also notice the latch is off on your window.
So they probably went out the window.
I went in. I try first the opening up to see if I can see anyone outside.
I mean, from the angle here, it actually does connect to the street, so... If there was a person who climbed down here, they've probably mingled with the traffic very easily.
Is there anything important in that desk?
Not that I could think of.
As he clings to it. Desk itself is what's important here, damn it.
Yeah.
This is
I must go.
civilization. It needs to
I have-
be.
I have my spell book here. And you have Prender's book. So I cannot possibly imagine what they could have find of worth here. Besides, any attempt to trying to copy anything from a spell book would take a bit more time than just sitting there. They would have been better off just stealing it outright.
Well, it could be that whatever they were expecting to find wasn't here.
Then why bother starting writing things down here? Especially leaving this kind of trace.
This kind of traces, he gestures his quills.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just that someone who bothered to go through this kind of effort to sneak in here and then use my own ink.
She just kind of gives a little shrug. And
No, I just want the visual though of going, leaving this evidence, and it's just the quills.
The funny thing is, though, it makes perfect sense to Rain. This is not clicking as weird to her.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to Cornelius and Rain. This makes perfect sense to anyone else. That's like, you fucking nerd. You anal retentive nerd.
Rain just kind of gives a little bit of a shrug and then tries to joke a little bit. I don't know. Did your girlfriend sneak in while you weren't here?
Who?
She just looks at him.
You better hope she's not just invisible at this point.
What are you talking about?
You know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
I mean, you could just grab him by the collar and show it off.
This should embarrass you, Cornelius. Even Malgern knows who she's talking about.
Yeah, but don't remember, this is something Cornelius is incredibly dense about.
Also true, yeah.
Girlfriend? I mean, we haven't really... I mean, acquaintance, possibly.
The closest he has ever had anything to with that has basically been whenever some lady at the college tried to find a way into the house. And then just finding out that every time they say going to go study, they find out, oh, he actually went to go study, huh?
Oh, of course he went to an all-boys academy.
Cornelius, the girl that was in your bedroom before we left and stayed the night.
Oh, Patience.
And gave you a tattoo.
I don't see why she would. Good. I don't see why she would go through the effort of trying to break in here.
I don't either, but that's why it was a joke. It was a funny.
I walk up to Rain, put a hand on her shoulder on her, and go, well, better luck next time with the humor.
She just face palms. She's not even mad. She's just absolutely like, oh,
should be just
Lord.
Disappointed.
Yeah,
yes. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Oof.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Also, yeah. It's also just to further drive it home. It's just that Cornelius just go. A joke is not very good if you have to explain it. That's one basic fact that I found out. The attempts that I've tried to make jokes and explained it.
She's now really gone from not mad to she's trying really hard not to laugh.
That was the worst semester ever, Cornelius.
Yeah.
2 seasons of just the study of humor and its application in magic, as all of these dusty old tutors just weren't out. And this is the exact mechanics of why this joke is funny. Write down in your notebooks and we'll discuss them. Sapping all the joy out of it.
99% of the class was not paying attention at all. They was just doing it for extra credit. Cornelius furiously scribbling down.
He was like, so disappointed that his father did not laugh.
Always remember the chicken must cross that road. Turn to page 23 for examples.
Yeah, that's like he has like a branching path where he goes into a loop.
And remember, the subject is importantly of the lower class. This makes it a relatable story. And the victim while unlikely, is a member of the upper class, because the lower classes need to see our pain to give some meaning to their lives, which are thankfully short and brutish. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Cornelius, like 6 years old, giving off an incredibly well-orchestrated joke, and his father just says, "I paid you to become a wizard, not a clown."
Oof.
I was trying to find that one scene from King of the Hell where they just completely destroy a humorous situation.
So how's it going for the free by the table?
I'm enjoying my coffee.
Not bad.
Needs more alcohol.
Yeah, it has 0 alcohol in it.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, I wonder if this would, like, he's just putting alcohol in it. Like, I wonder if this tastes. No, that didn't work. No. You can't ale up a coffee. It doesn't work like that.
No.
I gotta heroin up this orange juice.
Yeah, and Cornelius just exits the room and then just go, well, looks like we have had some unwelcome visitors here. Someone who managed to unlatch the window.
Well, I can tell you who it's not, because he's not smart enough to unlatch windows.
Can
Yeah, he'd
Wolfgang
leap
go
through a
for
window, wouldn't
wander
he? Like a big idiot.
So it's not a friend of mine.
He'd just jump right through a hunting lodge's main window.
No, yeah. Why would anyone do that? You're crazy. Yeah.
Can Wolfgang go up and have a sniff and see if he recognizes the smell?
Sure. I'll make that survival. With advantage because it's sniffery.
Okay. Survival? No, survival's
Wisdom.
bloody intelligence.
No, it's wisdom.
Oh, wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, it's perception. Cool.
Just click wisdom. There we go.
Look, roll 20 is hard, okay? Right, Sophie?
There is one fresh scent in this room. He has smelt it before.
Okay.
Smells like Cornelius.
It's not Cornelius.
Oh, so that's
Yeah,
not
he
the
says
scent. Okay. Oh, fresh scent. Okay.
Masasu? What's he saying?
I try and get the idea of Wolfgang who was up there.
Yeah, exactly. How do you communicate?
I can. Why don't we have me use the ring and then I ask him?
That could work. I can only get general ideas across.
So there we go. I use the ring and I ask him to describe who had that scent.
It was the other haunted woman.
That's what I thought. Okay. The pale
Dankeschön.
one?
Yeah?
It was the pale. Yeah, okay. I turned to Cornelius. It was Patience. It was your girlfriend.
What?
This is really important for Rain.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the moment.
Yep, it was your girlfriend.
Your girlfriend, yeah. That girl who likes you. Never fucking pay
She was
attention to me,
using
do you,
for your
bastard?
desk.
Friend zone me.
She's using you for your desk the whole time.
I mean, to be fair, it is a nice desk.
It's the only wood she's gonna take from him.
Oh.
Yeah, Cornelius is just immediately out the door and heading for the arena.
This is important, damn it. She touched my quills. Does anyone go with him?
Rain would follow. She is very amused by this.
Yeah, it's not like he's running, but it is an angry stump.
How about the rest of you?
I gotta push them to follow. I'm waiting for my man.
I'm just curious. Like Malgern's just curious what the hell's going on to this now. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let's see where this goes.
Let's go, and on the way back we can grab some fresh meat and vegetables to make a decent meal.
After the wizard's drama, we can go shopping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and on the way out.
Show.
On the way, can we stop by a bar or someplace and buy a couple of drinks to take with us? This may need anything.
This is important.
I mean, luckily the arena serves drinks.
Just before leaving, I'd also say probably a little too forceful because Cornelius is kind of angry that his private sanctuary has been invaded. Drew, wait here.
Oh, okay. As he takes notice of a situation for the first time.
Yeah, he's just stomping off.
Cristali's just, as you said, waiting for your man.
Yep.
I just imagine it's one of those. It's just one of those like a 3-panel comics. You just see Castalia there with half-lidded eyes, with a coffee cup, and you just see the rest of the party just kind of rushing past, and he's just.
Third panel has Orbison shuffling a deck of cards. Come on, Drew, I'll teach you a few more hands. Yeah, surprisingly, you do glimpse patience just getting into the arena building. And when you enter the place itself, it is pulsing with life. Sweaty, blood-stenched life. Things are going on big here. There's a roar, there is a very noticeable, recognizable roar that might even put a slight shiver up Zarzul's spine. Salamez is in the arena, and people are cheering and throwing coin. Malgern, Ushane is not visible.
Excellent. This is good news.
And while you can't see much of Patience, her horn tips are giving her away in the crowd. As she's just trying to move towards the bar.
That's great, because that's where Zarzul and Malgern have been going.
Also, Cornelius, as you walk past, you do recognize the place where you fucking died.
Yeah.
You're disappointed to find that there's a table that's been erected there with a small plaque.
What did you say the word?
There's a table on that exact spot with a small plaque.
I'm just gonna. That's kind of distracting, so I'm just gonna go over there and look at what it says on that plaque.
Some guy died here, but got back up again. That's it.
Accurate.
That's all it says. You can see that a menu's been wedged into the top of it.
Well, I guess that's one way of getting notoriety.
Yes, you'll be known as some guy.
Yeah.
Some young guy.
Mm-hmm. Next to that noodle shop. Slurp on the king's noodle.
And yeah, then I'm just gonna start hitting. Just gonna do a few calming breaths, and then just start walking up to the bar.
When you get to the bar, there's a few familiar faces, of course. You've made friends there. Some of you. One of you. Maybe. You see another romantic interest of the party. Horizon West, who looks to be on his second cup. Which for him is nearly paralytic. There is Al Shellslide, sitting next to him. And also the black-scaled dragonborn. Who is currently feeding some bar nuts to a chicken standing on the bar.
I'll have to ask about that later, but this is Rain wants to see this go down.
Azazel's ordering drinks.
Yep, deduct some gold.
We're just waiting.
Yeah.
Well, deduct a gold.
Before- Yeah, Cornelius noting that Brain has been following the right behind. First steps up to Horizon.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Hello there, Horizon.
Hello, my friend! The arms come out. The
Yes.
claws extend.
Yes, I kind of put the arms up so they don't come around me. Yes, look, there's Rain right over there. She told me to let you know she's gonna come back.
My lady, I have been waiting these nights and days fraught with concern. And he's on head on the bar.
She gives his shoulder a pat.
The tail wiggles.
And she shoots Cornelius a look.
It's only a stony look that's come back. Like, I know why you're following.
Al Shell slides massive tigerish finger, dips into Horizon West cup, and slides it across to him. He paid for it.
I think he needs a nap.
He probably has one about 4 or 5 times a day, you know. Not because he's a tabaxi, because he's rich.
Well, that's also just the fact that every time the sun is just, around noon and it hits right through the window, he just can't help but just stretch out on the floor.
Yep. Just gotta find that spot.
But yeah, in any case, Cornelius starts moving towards Patience.
Oh, you didn't see Patience.
Oh, I thought you said she was up at the bar. Sorry.
She was heading towards the bar, but you lost track of her. You see the 2 cats, a dragonborn, and a chicken getting fed bar nuts.
Yeah, we've just got to start with Shale since he's sitting next to him and ask him, do you have any idea where Patience...
Didn't you die?
I got
Several
better.
times.
Oh, wow. Man, I hope that doesn't happen to me.
What do you mean several times?
She's just looking at him and she's kind of looking very amused.
So what you wantin', Beanpole?
Well, at the moment I'm looking for the tiefling by the name of Patience.
Never saw her. Like, not today. I mean, maybe I saw her earlier. What?
Can I incite him?
You can.
Yeah. That's something we haven't actually done a whole lot, I noticed.
I know. And then up comes Gerald in Saltmarsh, and man, everyone's all for him. Gotta incite every fucking thing he says. Yeah, he's lying. Yeah. He is very nervous about what he's saying. It's kind of blatant. He's a bad liar. Plus, more importantly, you can just look at his fucking tail.
Yeah. Shale, I want to just let you know that I can just send a message right now to her. And I could falsify that message and let her know that you told me where she was. And she will get that message. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, but I mean, he just sits up, arms folded in a big tigery body. I'm not afraid of her. keep saying it should be, but I don't think so.
What? You know, I'm just gonna start gonna make like motions to cast this spell. You know what? I'm just gonna let her know right now. I just put a finger up to my temple.
I mean, you have to write it down, don't you?
Oh no, no.
No,
No? Oh.
no, you don't.
I mean,
just
we don't...
poke at my.
He just reaches out to try and get your finger away from your temple. No, we don't have to go doing things like that.
Well, what is your suggestion otherwise?
I'm gonna finish this drink. Might get another one, and I'll get you one as well.
How about I get us the drinks that I put down?
Oh, even better. That's perfect. Go on.
I put these money down here as I put down the as I could put down a platinum piece. We get a drink, and perhaps you might tell us the directions you went.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Went out the back.
Thank you. I just head straight for the back, just leaving the platinum piece.
It is quickly slid into the tiger's palm.
Yeah, I look at Horizon. I say, I would say that I'd be back really soon, but I don't think he's going to remember me saying anything. And I go to follow.
My lady.
I'll be back.
And you just see him do the big forearm stretch.
Give him a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Well, no, I mean he's doing the stretch out across the bar.
Oh,
Fingers spread, claws out.
he is drunk as fuck.
I know where he lives. I always take him home. He's fine.
Thank you. I'll check on him once this gets sorted.
Sure shout. Luckily, a few of the staff recognize you as the guy who fucking died, so we're not going to get in your way too much. But you exit out the back door where they usually oxter the drunkards. There's a few of them slumped there even this early in the day. No sign of patience.
Sorry, can you describe it again?
It's the alleyway. There's like 3
Okay.
or 4 drunkards just slumped there. A couple of people who possibly even live there. No sign of patience.
I walk up to
That's
one of
cool.
the. What?
I was gonna say, you sounds like you're doing the exact same thing I was about to do, which was ask one of the drunkards.
Well, actually, did Sasu bring Wolfgang?
I imagine so.
Yeah, I just go up.
After all, he needs something to carry him back from the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just hurry on back in. Sasu,
Yes?
I'm gonna require you and your dog. The hunt is on.
Dog,
does-
you say?
Wolf, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just a bit flustered about the situation. I apologize.
No worries. Let's do this, friend. Wander out back and have a quick look.
Okay, you look and see nothing. Like, you just see the alley with the drunks.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know what we were expecting.
there we go. That's the one I wanted. Perception for Wolfgang.
There's a lot of sense right now. A lot of
I
potent
figured
ones
as
too.
much.
Like it's starting to get a bit muddled up in his head, and more importantly, like you could call it dog. So his heart's not
Yeah.
really in it. Like this isn't some
No.
undead creature that needs to be slain.
I had a feeling that might be the case.
Yeah, he's not sure.
Well, thanks for your help anyway.
No worries.
All right.
I'll head back inside to the bar and have a look and see what I could bet on for the arena.
I walk up to one of the drunkards or hobos who looks the most awake and aware.
It's kind of like looking at a younger Malgern.
Oh God.
Why you gotta? Why is it?
It's dwarf. But he's got that
Still
he's got chubbier cheeks to him.
Yeah, Malgern's ripped.
Yeah. This guy's all gone to pudge. As for betting action, I mean, there's very low odds on Salamez. His opponent Urgak, pretty high odds.
I think I'll just hold on to my money then.
It's looking
Who's
like a 1 to
Urgak?
5.
I'll just hold on to my money for now.
Okay. Heyo.
Hello there, good sir.
Hey. Not much of a sir. Very good though. Feeling very good.
Tell me, could you help me out and tell me whether you saw a pale tiefling woman, white hair?
Yeah, so Yep. Seen her.
All right.
Alright, glad I could help.
For 10 silver pieces, could you tell me which direction she went?
I mean, if you make it a gold.
Fair enough.
Let's see, which way am I facing now? As he looks up to the sky for a moment. He gets up very unsteadily on the 1 foot and 1 knee. Right, that way down is that old whorehouse. This way down there is the poor house. Right, I saw her go that way. As he points northwards.
And northwards it is then. Thank you very much. Hang on, actually, before I leave, just to make sure, quick insight when he says that.
Sure. He's unsure of what he's saying in general, but it doesn't feel like it's a deception. It just feels like he's drunk.
All right. Well, I'll give him the gold coin then.
Maybe I should have asked for 10 silver. No. This is worth more, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. You definitely got the better end of the deal here. Thanks for the help. Bye-bye.
Hey, you two. Maybe we'll have a drink sometime.
I'm sure we will, as I walk
As you
off to the north.
Yeah, you don't see him. Well, maybe Rain does, as he braces himself against the wall, up and then back into the arena, holding his coin in his head, in his hand. Need me a top up. You continue northwards before emerging, eventually going straight forward into the plaza, where your house is.
Has she gone back?
She's double back to the arena.
I think that's entirely possible.
Well, might as well go check back then, and then if that's not going to result in anything, guess it's just the brute force method.
Why don't you give her a call and find out?
He's just gonna fireball every house he goes along the way.
That's what I meant with the brute force method, because this is sending is basically you're getting a message jammed into your brain that like you don't have to answer it, but you are basically getting harassed with a message into your head. So I'm trying to keep this civil.
As you open up the door, and the only tiefling you see is Castalia there, with most of her drink gone. It's up to her whether she took part in the little cards game between Orbison and Droop. It's a nice, friendly thing. It's a case where he's just plucked out some little bits and pieces from the trash in order to be chipped. No actual money's passing.
Yeah,
Instead, you're flicking
I'm just-
around dried eggshells.
Yeah, I just imagine that Cornelius, not even so much as a word, it's just man on a mission just going straight up towards his room just to check that the window latch is still closed.
Yeah, don't say hi or anything as cards are shuffled.
Yeah.
He looks like someone pissed in his wine bottle and he drank some.
Yeah, has this kind of face like a guy who could burn your house down.
Yeah, and he really can. So
Yeah, I'm fully aware of this.
we'll ask him when he's calmed a little.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how loud did Orbison say that?
I mean, he always speaks quietly anyway. It's up to Cornelius if he's really got his ear open.
No, he doesn't have it. It was just whether he was saying just loud enough for someone to pick it up or...
Oh yeah, it's definitely loud enough for, say, Rain to pick it up as she's passing by.
Oh, she would be finding this hysterical.
Malgern and Zarzul just getting crunk at the bar.
Yeah, we're not.
You decided not to follow for the second lap?
No. Oh,
You're not in the alleyway with
It-
a tankard in each hand running?
no.
Show me the way to go home.
No, unfortunately, entertainment doesn't seem to have happened. So, go get groceries before heading home. Disappointed. Oh well.
And I assume you just push open your door of a room?
Yeah.
It's the same as it was. You make sure to notice this. Yes, everything is the same.
What about the latch?
The latch is still in the open position because you didn't flick it.
No, I said I closed the latch.
Oh,
when I
yeah, it's still
left.
closed then.
Okay.
Nothing in the room seems to have changed.
Hmm. What time of day is it?
It's getting near about 6 p.m. You know, after dinner time. Getting a bit dark. Of course, none of you actually went for the feat that gives you the time of day, or have a gigantic gnome clock piece.
Yeah, it's just like...
Yeah, it's after dinner.
As Cornelius takes a finger up to his temple and just puts out the message. I have returned to Raxis. Can we talk and send it to patients?
It goes through. You do not receive an immediate reply.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hang on now. Let's just double check here.
Is it about the sending or?
Yep, just gotta double check on this bit.
Do you want me to put up the information?
No, it's okay. I've got my PHB. Okay, you do receive a simple reply.
He has these things called hardcovers.
Yeah. She gives the name of one of the restaurants. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Look sharp.
But Cornelius always looks sharp.
Yes. So it's very odd for him to have ever had anyone say that otherwise. As if you could possibly refer to it otherwise.
Malgern, Zarzul, while you're getting drinks, you see the chicken that's eating bar nuts startle a little bit, tilt its head for a moment, and then hop off the bar and walk out.
Okay.
Guess he had to go home.
Is that Adagoon?
No, Adagoon specifically
kinda
looked
wondered.
is Adagoon is always covered in like his animal forms look like they're made of vegetation.
Yeah, I feel like if it was Adagoon, I'd know. Maybe. Possibly?
I was like, is this a druid?
I mean, there are
No,
other
it was
druids with Adagoon,
patience. Why?
but it could also just be a chicken.
Well, at this point, Rain would give up and would go back to the bar.
Oh, see, yeah, you wouldn't have known that I've sent the message.
Well, no, she saw you send it, so she's like, okay, at this point, she's not involved anymore, so.
Yeah, she saw you put the finger to your temple and the massive vein bulging out of it. As Rain leaves, Kagratz enters through the door.
I turn their head, and stand up, and a greeting with a hug.
Oh, there's me devil.
Welcome home.
Feels like it, although as he looks at the sort of like neutral expression on Rain as she leaves.
Not
Probably
neutral.
probably a slightly like gradually calming down Cornelius coming down from his room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I missed a bit.
Well, hopefully not, but it was a small event. Anyway, how did it go with Netrin?
Oh, he's fine. We took him yeah, a place where he was able to break that in the coin, and he's already got you know, pole under the knee. Took him to the temple district as well, just to get it check it for cleaned or anything like that there. He didn't want to get it well, I mean, it was an odd conversation because, you know, I had the arm attached and all, but to regrow the leg, very expensive, and he was thinking about whether he either basically buy a house or get a leg. So he's still thinking on that there. But yeah, he's got a pole with a little foot and all to it and a crutch, so then we met up at the Radiant, the Pleasant Dawn with his mates, so he's well fine.
Well, that's good to hear at least.
A bloke missing a leg, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that?
No, I did not do that.
Okay. Just me
I
then.
wish it... Just you what?
It's just me that things happen to, I guess. Okay.
Oof.
It would appear so. As this is kind of like Cornelius is kind of not in the mood for this.
Anyway. I didn't actually have anything to go with that there, but
Yeah.
where's the other three at?
Oh, I believe they are back at the arena where Rain went. I think she's going to make sure that that her friend her feline friend will get back home safely.
Place open again. I might have to, you know, a professional of Goldie Boy.
Ah, a rematch.
Well, you know, he knocked down little bro and all that there.
at this point. Who hasn't?
Oh, speaking of which, Castalia, I think I've completely forgotten everything that has happened to forget how your dancing lesson went.
Mm, a little more troubling than I'd hoped, but well, I still passed, so to speak. It's given me something to think on, though.
I wouldn't go getting discouraged. I mean, she's just got an ego on her.
No, it's not her. Not her attitude. It's something else.
Oh.
Well, I'm not exactly doing justice to the previous owner of my outfit, and that weighs a little on me.
Well, I mean, you have only just begun.
Year 2 of campaign.
It's only just.
Well, in the real world, but
I
in
know.
the campaign world.
That's one of the things I still have.
Yep.
It's more of a question on if I can devote my heart truly to the dance.
I mean, you do a lovely dance and all, but you're amazing at an anvil.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, you're no rush as such.
No, but it is a problem I will have to solve.
Well, I hope you figure it out then.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Bear.
But in any case, apparently I'm gonna have to figure out something. I'm going to have to figure out something about clothing because apparently what I have is not considered sharp.
I look him over. Mm,
Still got that fancy suit thing, didn't you?
is Cornelius still wearing what he was wearing on the adventure?
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm,
He has 4 of those outfits.
you could use.
Well, actually, Cornelius does have 2 different outfits because when we were in what was the desert town called? The town we were in just before we went into Raxis.
Cedar Nove.
Cedanove, yeah. I was about to say Alcanove.
No, that was the.
No, that was the guy.
Yeah, that was the guy with the
Yeah.
bad poetry.
Yeah, because that's where he bought the winter clothes because he knew it was about to become winter. So he has a summer outfit, an autumn outfit, and now also a winter outfit, and then of course his fancy clothes.
Yep.
Mm,
But only 1 hat.
Yes.
well, they're definitely not up to your fancy clothes, so perhaps that would leave a better impression. I mean, these are more for your traveling around, so.
Ladies' request.
Mhm. Well, I was told to meet. What was the name of the restaurant?
Let's see. Let's go for one of the ones I haven't used yet. The Cooper's Companion.
Hmm. Well, I was mentioned the Cooper's Companion. Does that ring a bell to you? Congrats. You've been in the town longer than we have.
Yeah, I know pretty much what.
Are you looking over at? Looking over at Orbison.
I worked there, yeah.
What would you say is the regular dress code?
It's a hard thing to put the finger on. Kind of anything Yeah, that about covers it, yeah. It's just people walk in, sit down, get something to eat. Like, you could go in, I could go in, Castalia could go in, although she'd get a lot more looks than the rest of us. Uh, Big guy could go in there. They don't mind armor.
Hmm. So that only puts more questions to me.
Might be she's asking you to dress up for her, in which case you should. I mean, you don't say yes to everything, but if a lady makes a request, it's usually good to go through with it.
Hmm.
As long as you know it doesn't go too against your personal taste, but you're a fancy man anyway, aren't you?
Just looking at him as in, just kind of like, what do you think?
It's the first time it's been said to you without contempt, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might have gotten the taste for adventure. Of roughing it.
Well, the message could. Hmm.
He's very
When
new
you
to this.
when you look at me, what is your definition of looking sharp?
I'm passing this one. No, it's not that. It's my people are very practical.
That's not Cornelius laughing.
Yeah, I know,
He's still looking with
but he's
bullshit.
probably getting a slight, like he's seeing a reaction of Cornelius of some sort, and he's just immediately, no, we're very practical. We don't really do the fanciness. Like I use an old robe as an excuse, to avoid that sort of thing. You two? I mean, something probably for hot temperatures. Not a lot of fine fabrics that burn easily. Probably a rough. I mean, that's kind of popular, but then it's also very dumb looking. Like 2 steps down from what you wore to that party. I'd say that's around there. Not the full, not the full upper class. Like keep the boots, the trousers, but go with the smaller jacket and the cravat.
Cornelius is just standing there taking notes.
Any ladies' opinion?
What would a sharp-looking wizard look like?
A spear through him.
That's a pierced wizard.
Fine, a blade.
That's a slashed wizard.
A sharp-looking wizard used stone skin and then got wore away. Just carved and shaped.
It's a wizard with a pointy head and then thrown, so it does piercing damage.
There you go, pointy hat. There's your start.
Carry yourself with confidence. If she can see you're not confident, she will see through anything else you have on you, and you might as well be naked.
Orbinson is actually laughing. Women can smell fear. Right? As he looks at Castalia.
Sometimes.
And remember, since you're...
This is also the part where if Cornelius had any idea about how to deal with women or talk about it in that way, he would just be pointing out that if that were true, how come you had so many women at your house?
What?
Yeah, like if they could smell fear, how come you had so many women here?
It's not quite a great line.
Yeah. That was the implication, but also saying Cornelius wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Just saying you're so successful with women despite being a coward.
No, it's just that basically what he's saying is kind of full of bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, confidence is the key thing. Just walk around like you could own the place. Or burn it down. That bit he says very quietly.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna pervade that in terms of the clothing style. It's a very abstract concept. I didn't take the art credit.
Go as you are. Well, I mean, like, you know, have it cleaned and pressed and all that there sort of thing, but if you feel you're comfortable in that, that should do it.
I'll get a new vest. That should do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
As there's just on the list now, there's like sharpness with fancy, but not with upper class, but not too upper class, but pretending to be upper class, and then scratched over with confidence.
At this point, there's just a very long, awkward quiet. There's a little bit of just murmurings of, okay, now I'll swap out free cards. You staying or sticking? I'll swap any of those, and that's it. There's no real conversation now.
Yeah.
Because how do you chime in on more of this? Confidence. He's going to buy a new vest. That is his conclusion.
Yes. Yes, I'm confident this meeting will end up well. I will get full information about why she broke into my room, and this is not something he's saying.
But you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
I'll find out why she touched my quill.
Yeah. That's a foregone conclusion about how this event is going to go exactly down to the detail.
He's got his speech prepared and everything. He's assigning it right now. This is exactly what I'm going to say, and no way is anything going to make this sequence of events play out differently. Yeah, that'll work. How about you two getting drunk and Rain?
Yeah, Rain would have turned back up.
Your fuzzy boyfriend is where you left him.
I would promptly ask where the chicken went. To anybody that's in the area.
Yeah,
just,
no.
The
Black Dragonborn is raising his finger. Went out there and crossed the road.
Very funny.
I thought so. I mean, not hilarious, but, you know, a chuckle.
Oh, I see. He also took the advanced humor studies.
Why was there a chicken in here?
Oh, it happens. We get stray dogs too, cats. A bear once.
A stray chicken just randomly decided to come in and eat.
Well, it didn't have a collar, but it might not have been a stray. The problem is, it's hard to ask about all that sort of thing. You know, if you walk around asking anyone have a cock, they might have an answer if it's not useful.
That's a fair point, yeah.
And you can't go throwing a word around like chicken in here. Half the crowd will want to challenge you on that. Drink?
Sure. I probably should have one after that little adventure.
Where she just followed. It's exhausting keeping up with a wizard on his cardio.
Oh, no, she had to sneak up there, figure out somebody was rooting through Cornelius's crap. And then she had to follow, and she had to deal with the disappointment of not being there.
And yeah, just a simple bottle of wine opened up, slid. It was the same thing Horizon was drinking. It is meek and mellow. How this put him down is a question mark.
Well, some people have very low tolerances.
Well, this is good. I mean, y'all came through here this time and no monsters. I think that's an improvement.
Because everybody wasn't here at once.
Kind of the people who activated it the last time did come in here again.
Exactly.
Yeah, they did, come to think of it.
Yeah.
And Cornelius was very thrilled to see his plaque.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was Bookie's idea. To be fair, it was before it happened to him. He was thinking of doing it if any of us died in the ring.
I don't think he likes to remember that, number one, he died. Number two, I was the one who picked him back up.
I don't know. It's fun thinking about the fact he died, but he's alive again. A lot of us only get the once.
True.
It's hard to find diamonds, especially these days.
Yeah, we've pretty much ran out by this point.
Oh, you're in the market then?
Yeah. It never hurts to have extras.
Well. I mean, not one for everyone, but I could give you a spare. You know, in exchange.
4?
I'll be reasonable, say 450.
Now this is out of character. I'm trying to remember. What did
300.
we pay last round?
What'd you pay? I don't know.
That was a while ago. So the average is about 300.
300 is the stated material cost.
Oh.
That's ignoring any upselling.
And right now, there's a lot of it.
There's a big premium on them.
Yeah. So actually, that sounds really good, actually.
Yes, it does. Sounds really good. And if something's offered that's really good, you should always take it.
That's actually what she'd be looking and go, that's a really, really fair price considering the situation.
Yep.
She kind of does a little hem and haw. We could work with that.
Keep in mind, you're speaking to a black-scaled dragonborn who's still got his hood up while he's drinking.
Yep.
Festooned with leather and knives.
Also, yeah, the guy. Also, remember, it was the guy who also seemed to be aware that we were going to the mountains for a sword.
He might not know that, actually.
No, he told us.
Okay.
Yeah,
I remember he told us. Yeah.
Well, it was more if it was only Cornelius that got that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it was anything I kept away, but I don't know if I shared it.
Probably would have.
Yeah, it wasn't like anything. It could have come up, but again, it could also just be that Rain, like her usual, kept pushing herself into conversations that Cornelius have.
That's her job.
Yeah.
To make sure the wizard doesn't get into trouble.
It's like some sort of commitment. Well, I mean, the price would be more, but you did a good turn there for the Helvetica girl.
She actually looks a little bit amused at the comment because she's figuring, okay, yeah, he's already heard about that.
Well,
Yeah.
you've been in town for a few hours.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was a bit of work.
And it was probably also pretty obvious what was happening when there suddenly was a lot of people in blue moving out.
Yeah, but it's more that he's actually got a finger on the pulse of what's going on.
We didn't get properly introduced, did we, Rain?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's Gadden. Gadden Ulbrey.
pleasure. It's well, you already know my name.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to narrow your eyes or anything, as he just points at Horizon West.
Yeah. Not much of a surprise there.
He's been making a lot of plans. It's been adorable.
Oh. Oh.
But now we've hit the 3 hour mark, and we're not leaving on a cliffhanger or anything this time, but it's just been a nice, quiet session.
Mm.
And I feel the energy is still quite low with the party. So we're going to stop the session for tonight.
All right.
All right.
Give you guys more things to think about for next time. All right?
Woo.
Yep. So now hit button.